This is my Extreme Collection Log account. Introducing Extremo. This is a restricted Iron Man account where I green log a collection one at a time. But there's a twist. Instead of planning out and choosing which collections to green log as I go, my fate is left up to... This anxiety-inducing device will determine my next log to complete, resulting in either a pleasant grind Join me as I challenge my mental endurance, fortitude and perseverance with the ultimate goal of completing every collection log in old school RuneScape, one log at a time. On the last episode of Extremo, we smashed out 3 collection logs. Starting off with Rogue's Den, we leveled our thieving and agility to level 50 before raw dogging the maze and failing several times. And then all the way through. Before finally completing the Rogue set and spinning the wheel again. Rogue's Den is green logged, 5 out of 5 pieces. Next up, we landed on Shooting Stars.
Way. Stop there, stop there, stop there. Stop. Oh, thank God for that.
Where I set myself a miniature goal of obtaining at least 5k Stardust by finding the stars myself. In order to do this, I had to hit 60 mining to get a tier 6 star, and then I set off hunting. Many hours later, and 15k Stardust richer, we finished the log and also purchased 3 other star fragments needed for the Prospector set for when we eventually roll it. Shooting Stars is green logged. Stars done, we rolled the wheel for a final time, landing on Gnome Restaurant. Gnome Restaurant? Alright. I mean, I definitely have quite high cooking levels, so this shouldn't be a problem at all. This allowed me to expand my RuneScape skills into the realms of a gnomish Michelin star chef,
Give your meat a good old rub.
and roleplay as a delivery driver at the same time. I had to take a few necessary detours to unlock the gnomes needed, but once this was done, the collections fell one by one. Yes! Yes, there we go. That is the first collection log slot completed. Oh, you beautiful man. The mint cake. Oh, look at that. Absolute fire. Feeling pretty smug with myself after such a successful round of clogging, I spun the wheel to find out what was next in store for me. Oh! 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 Only to be hit with the Rat King himself, Scurrius. Welcome back. It's a new day and a new collection log. I'm a little bit sick at the moment, hence my voice might be a little bit off, but as you know, the grind never stops. We have the Rat King himself, Scurrius. Now, although he himself is actually a really good training method for lower level combat, I will need to do a fair bit of account prep just to make solo runs more bearable, as I know you can only get the pet if you are MVP or killing Scurrius solo. So first things first, let's have a look at the account, see where we're at the moment. In terms of time played, we are on 43 days, 2 hours playtime, and the stats are looking like so. Now, attack level is absolutely fine for Scurrius in my opinion. Health is what it is. I don't think I can get stacked out. I would really like my strength to be level 50 or a tiny bit higher just so that I can get better max hits. Tiny bit more defense would be great. And then 40 plus range would be ideal so that I can use the green dragon hide that I have. In addition to that, I would also use up all of the bone shards that I have just to get my prayer as high as possible, and mage level is absolutely fine. With that sort of rough outline in mind, here's a list of what I need to do in terms of quests, items and shenanigans before we get stuck into our first ever combat log. Welcome to Operation Prepping for Scurrius. Step 1. Quest to complete. Starting off, we have the Golem. This is a prerequisite quest for the Shadows of the Storm, which we want to complete for the Combat Lamp to put into 10k range XP. Up next, we have Wanted. This is for the 5k Slayer XP. This puts us at a high enough Slayer level to do Ernest the Chicken, leading into Animal Magnetism, for our best in slot ranged back piece, the Ava's Accumulator, which will be fantastic at saving ammo. With that done, we move on to the Fremenic Trials. This quest chain allows us to unlock the Fremenic Helms, offering our best in slot melee and ranged helm. This is also a prerequisite for Olaf's quest, giving us a healthy chunk of defense XP, and then tying up the loose ends and finishing off Horrors from the Deep. For the final combat quest, we will complete Monkey Madness 1. This is for the Dragon Scimitar and the fat stacks of strength XP that are offered. With all of that done, I will then need to do 2 or 3 Recipe for Disaster subquests to unlock the Cook's Chest in Lumbridge Basement, allowing me to access the grapes in order to make wines for prayer training. So that's 11 quests in total to put us in the best possible spot to start scrapping the Rat King himself. Step 2. supply prep. First off, I need to start being a real Iron Man and planting seeds for combat pots and prayer pots in order to help speed up the grind. In terms of food, we're good for a long time, as I have well over 40k swordfish and 30k sharks, as well as 60k bass. I think we'll be fine on that. With the Varlamore updates, there's a really nice alternative to prayer pots in the form of moonlight moth mixes. I can use these whilst our Ranarr herbs are growing, ready to be turned into prayer pots. I'll only need to gather the moths, as I already have a lot of meat from the Hunter Rumor grind. And finally, I will spend all of my bones and shards at the libation bowl to get as high a prayer level as I can with all the supplies I've accrued along the way. Step 3. Kill the rat, don't die. I mean, pretty self-explanatory. Okay, now even though I put prepping moonlight moth mixes in step 2 of the plan, I think I'm actually going to go ahead and start off by doing that before I get stuck into the quest and the rest of the supply prep, just because realistically it's something that I can just get cracking on now and just have in the bank ready to go and then get stuck into all those quests, because there is quite a few of them. Some of them might take a fair while and some of them might even require prayer pots to complete them. So what I'm going to do first is go get those moonlight moth mixes. We need to pay a little visit to the hunter shop in Yanil and pick up a ton of butterfly jars. Actually, I can just pop down to the Hunter Guild, can't I? Because I can just take the Quetzal there. So let's do that instead. And that should be 1,000 butterfly jars. Perfect. Okay. Now, I've not actually caught a moonlight moth before. So if we just have a quick look here, that'll be under butterflies. Barehanded moonlight moths, 85. So I don't think I have to have a net on me, which, I mean, might not make much difference. And then head down into the cavern, still dressed in our finest drip, of course. Let's have a look. So this is where the moonlight antelopes are as well. So I need to actually tag all of the moths and then change their tag style to tile. Perfect. And that is the first of many moonlight moths. We'll grab you on the way out, buddy. Come here. Yoink. That is going to be the 1000th moonlight moth. We now have to mix in our various meats with the moths and make the mixes to make sure these ones are not used up, because they are really good to use for everything else. And there we have it. Our first moonlight moth mixes. So every single one of these is 44 prayer points recoverable. And current stat is 43, so perfect. I will be going up a wee bit higher once I use all my bone shards up, but it's basically half of a prayer pot. And I currently have a couple here with a couple of Ranarrs as well. Need to go get some snape grass and make those, but really good way to supplement the early game prayer pots, just because, you know, realistically planting and harvesting all of the herbs does take a fair bit of time. Sometimes the herbs die. I will obviously be doing the farming alongside this so that the prayer pot stack goes up and up and up. But yeah, I will catch you once I've mixed 1,000 of these bad boys up. Okay, with this last inventory of moonlight moths and we're using up the last little bit of sunlight antelope that we have. I know it's really good food, but I have moonlight and I have access to get to moonlight antelope meat without obviously compromising the collection log, so screw sunlight antelopes. 1,000 moonlight moth mixes. That is 44,000 doses of prayer. So whilst I'm planting all these Ranarr seeds, turning them into prayer pots, this is going to keep us ticking over during the Scurrius kills. I know I had it step 2 as the supply prep, but realistically I should go and plant all of the seeds now, because doing these quests is going to take a fair bit of time. So me planting the seeds just means that I will get more harvests in before we actually have to fight Scurrius. So I guess it's time to get farming. Now in terms of farming, we have access to 5 different herb spots around Gidlinor at the moment. The thing we really want to be planting is the Ranar seeds, and I definitely have the herb law level to do that, and the farming level just. The only thing I'm thinking is I should plant the Haralander seeds first and make some compost potions so I can get some super compost and give the Ranar seeds a higher chance of surviving, just because, I mean, these are very precious at the moment. The Moonlight Moth mixes are going to make up or take a massive weight off of what these have to do in terms of legwork, but obviously Scurrius, I could be there for a long, long, long time. I don't think I actually have any farming equipment. No, I do not. Okay, well that means I've got to pop back to the house and grab some farming stuff. Since we built this in here, we can take a rake, take a spade, I guess a trowel. I think that's for planting the trees, right? And watering can. Nice. Well, let's start off with the easy ones that we can get to. I have one of the things on my back to get there. And that is the herb patch just north of Ardoin over here. I think that's the first bit of farming XP I've got from a patch, which is not great. That is the first official herb planted on Extreme mode. 4 more to go. Let's get it. Final couple of rakes, and now pop these in here. Slam that lid closed. We are done. Well, that's the prep done that I can do at the moment. I need to do 2 of the recipe for disaster quests to get the chest in the basement of Lumbridge. And then I can buy grapes, turn those into wine, and then I'll be able to turn all my bone fragments into XP. So I guess that just leaves us with the questing part to do now. So grab a snack, grab a drink. It's time for a questing montage. Let's go. Right, we have a lot to get through, so I'll try and keep it as short and sweet as I can. Kicking off the questing saga, we had to gather some clay to rebuild Regirock, before forcefully overriding his confusion with a key. Golem quest completed. Straight after, we started Shadow of the Storm, where we had to get in touch with our emo side and dress as if we hated our parents. I'm evil. Look at me. Naturally, our over-eagerness to be edgy landed us exactly where you'd expect. Oh? In a cult. That's probably not good. We gathered the boys for a little demonic chant-along before scrapping a demon. There we go. And coming to the realization that it's okay to vibe with Chapel Rowan. Shadow of the Storm completed, 10k ranged XP secured. Moving on, we have Wanted. Big man Tiffy was sipping his brew and asked us to hunt down a dangerous mage all over Gillinor. This took ages, and in my frustrations I quickly learned to be careful what you ask for. Yeah, just fight me then, stop teleporting around. Oh my god. The pursuit continued with a new sense of added caution until we trapped him in a salt mine, letting about 15 of our bodies die before he ran out of juice and resorted to bopping me in the head with a staff. I cut off his head and handed him for the quest completion and 5k Slayer XP. Thank you very much. I took a quick break from questing to gather some volcanic ash, mixed up some compost potions, ta-da! Compost pots. And checked on my herbs, finding out most of them had died. Absolute travesty. I vowed to never let a herb die on me again, whilst mixing up some weeds in a bin. You must live. With the farming admin out of the way, I ransacked Draenor Manor, killing their pet fish, I mean who keeps piranhas in a fountain anyway, and reflected on how old school players must have been built different not to use Quest Helper back in the day. These goggles go so hard, like, the more I'm looking at them, the more I realise they are incredibly good. Ernest unchickened, quest complete. Next on the list was animal magnetism. We bopped over to Mauritania to question an undead farmer about his dead stock, I guess, and got sent on a mission to grab some nutty putty from a cave, just in time to get back and watch a home invasion take place, doing absolutely nothing to intervene. Oh my god. In an attempt to forget the horrors I'd just witnessed, I went on a little jaunt to polarize some magnets. Give that a cheeky bonk. Oh, listen to that ring. Before deciphering some poorly drawn schematics to complete the quest and obtain my Ava's attractor. Still with me, guys? Good. Then let's continue. The Fremennik trials kicked off our melee questing saga. I fed a troll a rock to make you a little stew, crafted a lyre from scratch, fulfilled my lifelong dream of performing at a slam poetry event, and then drank responsibly. But perhaps not responsibly enough, as I soon found myself in a brawl with a shirtless man in a dark basement. Many nutshots later, he finally sparked me out, leading to me changing my violent ways and turning to less harmful hobbies like escape rooms. I'd clearly researched this one online before coming, as I solved it in record time, securing me with my final vote to become a Fremennik. Quest completed. Something had caught my eye during the last quest, and I was lured down to the lake with 4,000 of my best fish to enchant my lyre, giving me infinite teleports back to Relica. And yes, I know it gets cheaper when you complete more achievement diaries, but if there's one thing I have in abundance, it's fish. And I didn't read it properly. Staying in the Fremennik region, we started Olaf's quest. And honestly, I wish I hadn't. The bridge portion of this quest was made to raise your blood pressure. I slipped many times before finally putting one foot in front of the other and walking across a damn bridge. Stop. Oh, thank God. I dispatched of Ulfric quickly for the completion of the quest and 12k defense XP. I'd recently seen Willem Dafoe living his dream as a lighthouse keeper, so decided I wanted to give it a try. I fixed up the lamp for all of the passing ships, you're welcome lads, before popping down to the basement to deal with the pests. I found my old lighthouse pal Josic with a broken leg and had to fight off some angry chameleons that wanted to eat him.
And you are cooked, son.
Quest completed, I also got some light reading materials from Josic afterwards, even if he was skeptical of my eyesight. I can read, bud. This brings us to the final big quest of the saga. Monkey Madness 1. Yep, let's do it. Now, this is an iconic quest with lots of steps, so I'll try and keep it short and sweet. Said I'll try. We start off like a character from 50 Shades of Grey, instantly submitting to Diero's request to blindfold ourselves. You naughty boy, you. Only to be greatly disappointed when we turn up in a hangar and are asked to solve a sliding jigsaw. Once the games were over, I headed to the monkey village, only to be shot full of arrows and stuffed in a cell. We gave the guard the slip, and immediately found out the scorpions on this island were built different. Whoa! Pants sufficiently shit, we got stuck into the longest bit of running I've had to do in a while. And no, the ice cream van doesn't count. After successfully making my way to the end of the maze, thank God that's over, we got a monkey mold and swiftly got ourselves rearrested. The guard must have remembered me from earlier, because he took a cheap shot while I was still in the cage. Hey. So, up. Prison Break V2 went down without a hitch, and I found the fires in Monkey Hell that I needed. Whilst running through, I grabbed the zombie bones that I'll need for a future quest, yoink, as well as some guard bones.
Right, gorilla bones, gimme.
Putting all of my very questionable morals aside, I stole a monkey talisman off a child not once, but 4 times. Idiot. Before having to make my maze run all over again, unlocking the ability to turn into various monkey boys. I then slipped into Ardoin Zoo, stole a monkey, and made my way back to the island to parley with the king. Turns out he's a piece of shit and was planning on killing us all along. Hopped up on Revenge and Green Monster, I killed the jungle demon and completed the quest, allowing me to equip a dragon scimitar and chat to Big Man Diero for some crazy combat XP. With that all done, we start a recipe for disaster, getting to watch a cool cutscene straight out of the Matrix. Learn how to cook an inedible cake, nice, and spent far too long making a spicy stew. Oops. Hope you get hot snakes, mate. Ultimately unlocking the ability to use the food chest in Lumbridge Basement. It's from here that we cosplayed as a French vineyard owner, getting a fat 40k cooking XP for a level, 40k, damn, and having part 1 of prayer training completed. All that was left to do now was turn our remaining bones into blessed bone shards. Combining them with the shards we got from Hunter Rumors, we ended up with a fat stack of 76k and started spamming that sweet prayer XP. This took us all the way from 44 to 64. All tasks now completed, I popped over to the Fremennik helm shop for our new helms, went back to Apatol to grab the Dragon Sim, and bought a pair of iron gloves. Stats and gear looking far more ready to take on the Rat King, we got an inventory prepped, and got stuck in. It's at this point I realise I've told you that we're fighting the Rat King, but not explained who the Rat King is or what it is we're actually looking for from him. Allow me to explain. This failed lab experiment is a mid-level boss found in the sewers underneath Varrock. Sporting 200 combat level and 500 HP, Scurrius has a couple of interesting attacks and mechanics that we're going to have to deal with. Starting off, we have his basic melee attack. A tail swipe with a max hit of 13. Nothing too spooky there. Where things start to get interesting is when the two blokes sewn into his back start getting involved. The hooded guy sends out blue lightning magic attacks with a max hit of 8, whilst the grey chap flings green ranged fart clumps with a max hit of 7. Simply pray the respective overhead to deal with all of these attacks. The more deadly of Scurrius' attacks comes in the form of a rockfall, with a max hit of 22. Rat Boy stumps his feet, and parts of the roof begin to fall down. Indicated by a small, hard to see shadow on the floor, just move out of it. Lastly, we have the Rat King Re, where Scurrius calls on his boys for backup, summoning 6 melee rats to gnaw on your toes. With a max hit of 4, these rats always die from a single hit, giving pretty insane combat XP. The final mechanic we have to deal with are Scurrius' cravings for cheese. At certain points in the fight, he decides we aren't worth it anymore and waddles over to the one of 3 cheese piles to chow down. During this time, the ranged and magic attacks keep coming, along with the occasional rockfall and the Rat King Re. Whilst eating, he restores a little bit of health and takes slightly less damage. Bring his HP down to 0 and you've won. Now, what does he drop? He has 2 items on the collection log, the 1 in 3000 pet and the 1 in 33 Scurrius spine. Now the interesting thing about the Scurrius spine is that it can be turned into 3 different Ratbane weapons which can be used to deal bonus damage to rats. Firstly, we have the Bone Mace, made by combining the spine with a Rune Mace. The Bone Bow, used by combining the spine with the yew short bow, and the Bone Staff, used by combining the spine with the battle staff. All of these weapons require level 50 in their respective combat style to wield and can be made with the varying skills shown below. Alternatively, you can pay 50k to the Historian Elder to make them for you, but why would you trust a guy with a rat on his head? The crazy thing about these weapons are that they give you a plus 10 max hit when fighting rats. And you remember those pesky boys that Scurrius calls in for backup? Well, with a Ratbane weapon, you can one-tick them, as attacks have no delay. Fat stacks of XP. Getting these will be a game changer for me, as it will drastically speed up my kills whilst hunting for that pet. The last important thing to note about the spines is that they can be traded in for a 5k combat XP lamp or a 3.5k prayer XP lamp. Super helpful for trading up those combat stats. Right, let's see if all our prep pays off. I mean, now that we know exactly how to beat Scurrius, I was going to do some mass worlds to start with, just to get a feel for it. But realistically, I have a teleport out, so I can go to Varrock, or in a pinch, go to the arena. I'm actually going to change this to Ferox. We have loads of food. We have 55 max health, so that should be enough to keep us alive. Not a problem. We're going for 4 of the mixes, so that's a huge amount of... Oh, trotters. Come on, boy. Huge amount of prayer restore. And yeah, I mean, realistically, the only thing I need to worry about is getting stacked out by the falling rocks. I think it's time to give Scurrius the very first KC attempt. Yep, don't ask me again. Let's go. Oh. Can I leave? Okay, we know what we're doing. I went through the wrong one there. We're going to go into a private. That way it's just going to be me versus him. All I have to really watch out for is the tiles on the floor. I'm actually going to tag him. And give him a tile tag, just so I can see when I'm walking in the wrong place. Decent. Oh my god, I was not looking. Whoops. Right, well, that's got to stop straight away. These hits aren't terrible, though. Can I move his health bar? Can. Okay, here we go. Cheese phase. So mage prey. Back to melee. Range prey. Back to melee. Why can't I? Oh my god. Why can't I shoot this? Have I forgot ammo? I forgot my ammo. Okay, not a, not a problem. We're just going to have to melee my way through this one. Okay, I mean this is okay so far. I'm very glad that I got my prayer up. But I'm not really hitting him as much as I'd like to, that's for sure. The good thing is I'm absolutely fine on food. The bad thing is I can't really have it costing me 3 to 4 Moonlight Moths per kill. And obviously I know this is the very first batch of kills that I'm doing, so this is going to speed up dramatically as I go. But this is rough. Oh, 49 strength though, okay. I don't know if I'm supposed to just leave the rats here. Feels wrong. There we go. First official Scurrius KC. Scurrius Novice. Rip Prayer. Bury some bones, right. Get me the hell out of here. Okay. I mean, yeah. That took, I don't know how many minutes that was. A long time, it felt like. But in terms of mixes as well, we used 2 and 1 sip. Which is not ideal. So now we know to run with 3. Obviously, bone bolts are needed. Can't believe I forgot those. So we're getting 1 kill a trip at the moment. Hopefully that increases as we go. There we go. Yikes. I mean, better. That was only 1 prayer dose, like 1 prayer pot used up. As soon as I get a spine, this becomes a lot easier. 50 strength. Nice. 69 combat. This sucks. Get out of here. Oh. Hold. No. Not what we get. But this time for specs, we're going to use a DDS, just because I think that makes a lot more sense than trying to slash it with the DSIM. Obviously, if I poison it as well, even better. Means that it will tick it down a wee bit. Yeah. We push forward. It feels like it was a PB. Don't know if it'll say the time. No, it's not going to say the time on it, is it? But it is 5 Scurrius KC. So up to 33 to get the mace. And when we get the mace, then we start cooking. Oh, the baguette's still on the floor. Perfect. 56 HP. Nice. Not bad at all. I was going to say I can probably tank that out. There is Scurrius Champion. 10 Scurrius kills. Let's have a quick look at the timers. Bing, bing, bing. Time for a farm run. And that farm run, 29 runoff seeds, weeds. We had a couple of patches die, so not the best. Let's swap back to our rat killing gear. 53 strength, 70 combat. The levels are already starting to climb in you know, relatively quick, all things considered. We have our first medium clue. I'm going to make sure that I do all of these because realistically, well, there's a lot that I need from the clues in terms of collection logs. So every single time, oh no, the meat. Okay, travesty. But every single time that we get a medium clue, we do have to do it. Whilst I'm out here grabbing this clue step, I'm actually going to just see if Turiel can give me rats as a slayer task. Because since I'm killing Scurrius anyway, this might be a really, really good way to get my slayer up whilst doing a slightly longer grind. Cave crawlers, okay. Not ideal. Medium clue casket, very nice. I'm just going to quickly pop my head in here and see how much health cave crawlers have, because I have 22 to kill. Is there anything special you have to do to them? Oof, they put a big poison on you, okay. Now I reckon I might be able to finesse this. I have 2 sharks and a dream. Okay, this is actually stupid. Let's get out of here. Because I just realised if I had to run to a bank or something and left it like that, and left it too long, then I could have just got myself killed for absolutely no reason. And if I'd lost hardcore states like that, I mean, ridiculous. Pew! Pew! 38 range. Pew! That's going to go up quick, to be honest, if I just do it like that. Especially now I've put it on rapid and not accurate for some reason. So the range XP is insane. Because I have such a low range level, it's 60 per little rat that you kill. So I'll easily hit 40 in no time, then I'll go back to just using the DDS DSIM swap. DSIM is putting in absolute work. I'm so happy that I went and got this. If I was trying to do this with the rune sim, this would have sucked so hard. The melee strength on it is just crazy. Now I feel like this was an incredibly, a ridiculously fast run compared to what I've done previously, but that was 3 minutes 58, so 4 minutes basically. And I was hitting constantly. So maybe it's like 5 minutes 50 per kill usually. Yo. That is 59 range. Oh, 59? 39 range even. Oh, let's just hit one of these, get their level up quickly. There we go. 54 strength. I'm not actually sure at what point I get a max hit, but there's only one more range level to go before we can stop. Bring in the bow, include scroll drop, and a prayer potion as well. Now, that's pretty damn good. I guess I'm going to be leaving a fair bit for these mediums then. Drop rate for medium clues is 1 in 25. So we've had 2 of them already in 16 kills. Not bad at all. Inside the ranging guild though. Okay, we're going to have to sit on this clue for 1 or 2 kills because I actually need to have 40 range to get into the ranging guild. You're going to have to stay there for 1 more KC or 2 more KC. How much XP is it? Yeah, 2k. That'd be no time at all. Maybe 2 more kills, but then I'll do that medium. Next kill number 18. I didn't notice. 57 hit points and a total level of 1375, which is kind of wild. Here we go. About to hit 40 range. 1 more. Boom, 40 range. We can now use green d'hide. We have medium clue to do. And while we're at it, we should probably do a little farm run as well. We've been stumped many a time by this clue step. Not this time. 40 range, first time entering the ranging guild. Oh, it's a medium task as well. We're going to search this. West of the outpost. Where's that? Time for a quick farm run. Successful farm run. Now, something I didn't actually consider is now that I am 45 herblore, I can actually make super attack pots. I have a lot of irrit leaves saved up. Let's put these in here. And now I take 14 of these. I have a healthy supply of super attacks. And that is going to make a big, big difference fighting Scurrius. As you saw, I think I have about just shy of 600 irrits. And obviously Eyes of Newt and jugs of water are, or bars of water are just infinite supply. Just I can get tons of those. So yeah, I'm definitely going to make a ton of these. Because then it means that fighting Scurrius is going to be even quicker. Very nice. Right, after making some super attacks, this is what the new invent's going to look like. DDS for the spec, super attack for the plus 14 attack, 2 mixes, and then the rest food. Scurrius KC is currently 18, I think, and it's slow. It is very, very slow. 19. But hopefully we get that spine soon so we can start clanging him. Right, so I've had a thought. The 60 XP drop from killing the rats is insane, and my strength skill, because I'm hitting Scurrius most of the time, is going up super quick. Obviously once I hit 60 strength, I'll swap to defense, get that to 60, but the ranged attacks feel a wee bit slow. So what I'm thinking is, if I just use some of this iron ore that I've got and turn it into iron bars, I can then turn those iron bars into throwing knives, because they're 2 tick. So if I can 2 tick kill the rats super fast, I wouldn't need to make that many iron knives. If I make, I don't know, 1,000 iron knives or something, that's a ton of range XP, and it will kill them super fast. Eventually as well, if I want to use the Ratbane bow, I'll need to have 55 range, so this is probably the best way to go about it. I've got a ton of natures at the moment as well, so seems like a pretty good idea to me. Whoops. Oh, that was muscle memory. I would take these over to the furnace in Edgeville, but it just seems to fail quite a lot. This way is a guarantee, and obviously with the book I have infinite fire in, so it's not a problem. So if we smith this, and then do iron knives. Yeah, 5 per bar. So it's not bad at all. And that is level 32 smithing. Can now make steel maces. Another thing as well by doing this, I don't think I'll hit it, but if I hit 35 smithing, I can then also make the Ratbane mace when I eventually do get a spine. Obviously, you can just pay 50k to the guy in the museum to get it turned into it, but if I can make it myself, that is 50k saved. That is 33 smithing. Iron plate bodies, steel med helms, steel crossbow bolts. Okay. Okay, 2 more super heats. And that is 59 magic. I can now use Fire Blast. Okay, sick. That means also that with the mage changes that came in, if you're fire blasting and you're using the air spell, it's going to hit as hard as the max hit of a fire blast can hit, just with the wind blast. So super handy against anything with elemental weakness against it. And obviously that's death runes, and then we move up to bloods after that, so this is going to be my best set of spells to be using for quite a while. Last one. There we go, 35 smithing. I can now make the bone mace when I get the Scurrius spine, which is going to save me 50k. Keep making knives for now. Okay, last 2 bars, and that is going to be 2,000 iron throwing knives. That should last me for a fair bit. That's going to be 120k range XP if I don't pick any of them up, which I'll try and pick some of them up, not to be wasteful. But that is going to be super good for range training. Just killing the rats, so let's put that into the list. You are off the team. Let's get some range training. Wow. Okay, yeah, I'm going to pick all these up because if I can use this as my range training method for now, that's insane. Another medium clue. I think I just hit a range level as well. Pretty sure I did. 41 range. Lovely. We'll eat one of these so we can take the rat meat, because rat meat important. Lovely medium casket. Scurrius coming in clutch with the mediums. Maybe, just maybe, Scurrius will be our ticket to some ranger boots. Strength level coming in. Didn't get to see it, but that is 57 strength. And I haven't yet taken a single sip of a prayer pot, and he is nearly dead. I'll probably have to drink one now. This is not bad at all for a run. Okay, this kill here is going to be... See if we got the rat call off. Oh my god. Perfectly on drop rate. Kill 33. That is the Scurrius spine. This is about to get so much better. I was just about to say, yeah, I mean... Perfect. Okay, awesome. I need to go and pick up a rune mace, because I need a rune mace to turn the Scurrius spine into the Scurrius mace. And I believe I can pick one up from Varlamore. So I'm just going to pop over now and grab one. Show it on the collection log, my bad. Let's have a look. Scurrius, kills 33. There is the spine. So training was... Oh, I mean, it was kind of slow. The fastest bit was obviously squishing the rats as they came out. But hitting the Scurrius itself was a bit of a ball ache. So how much is that going to cost me? 18k. Easiest purchase of my life. Grab the spine. I don't know if I need to smith at the anvil. That's fine. So if I use the spine on the rune mace... Oh. Okay, use the spine on the anvil. There we have it. Oh, and a smith and anvil as well. Perfect. We have the bone mace. This is going to make such a massive difference because of the rat bane properties of it. So I need to do this. This needs to go in here now. Thank you for your service, Dragon Sim, but you can be removed for now. I'll keep the DDS in here just because, I mean, it's still good to spec with it. So we take one of these out. Now we are fully ready to go and squish ourselves a rat and see what our new max hit's going to be. Biggest hit before with strength prayers on was 17s. So I'm expecting to see quite a lot more as the max hit. So 17 is just like... Okay, that's ridiculous. 17 was a rare hit for me before. Okay, this is what I was looking forward to. It's going to be bang. I mean, that was the old man clicks right there, but one tick in those is ridiculous. That's so much faster. And obviously it means for combat style, well, melee combat styles, for now at least, I can just focus on getting these up. 21 and that wasn't even a max hit. And no strength bonus as well. I mean, we are going from sort of average 5 to 7 minute kills. I think that was 3 minutes 30. And then the XP just from slapping those up. So now I can definitely stay for more runs. Because that is the first sip of like, prayer that I've had to take. So from here on out, this should get a hell of a lot smoother. I'm going to clap these rat cheeks and I'll see you in a couple of kills. Now we have the first Scurrius spine and a ratbane weapon. It's time to speed things up a bit. Hold on to your lunch. We're about to go for a ride. Starting off at kill 46, we were blessed with our second Scurrius spine. There it is, Scurrius spine number 2. Despite not having the range level to wield it, I fletched up a cheeky bone bow, used that on that, and there we have it. And began bringing the iron knife swap in order to train up to 50 range, and give the bow a test drive. In somewhat of an alarming reoccurrence, I got distracted from my task immediately after getting another medium clue and decided I absolutely had to get myself a rat slayer task. Tyria, what you got for me? 15 spiders. If. Working my way through a bunch of non-rat creatures, I gave up on task number 9 as Turiel tried to get me to kill some dogs.
Ratus, please. Dogs. You want me to kill dogs. Right, we're drawing the line there.
The combat stats were now flying in, and I hit a total level of 1425 by kill 79. Only a few kills later, I received spine number 3.
That is the third Scurrius spine. 85 KC. Not bad at all.
Having already gotten the mage level to use it, I mashed the spine onto a battle staff, creating the monstrosity that is the bone staff.
There we go. Bone staff has been created. Okay, it looks awful. Not gonna lie to you.
I then did a little bank reshuffle to set up for optimal Rat King scrapping, and gave a full mage kill a go.
Right, let's have a little look. This is gonna be our first mage kill on Scurrius. It could be trash. I mean, this already feels pretty damn quick. 24 the max here, so it's the same as the mace. Except I have to... Mystic might boost this one. And then I guess I don't even need to even follow him. And then I'll see him waddling over to melee me as well. Okay, this is what I'm curious about. Okay, that's mad. You don't even have to move. Yeah, so this is definitely going to be the play. Maybe I bring, depending on what stat I'm trying to train as like a tertiary stat alongside the melee, maybe I just bring the retrospective bone weapon and then switch to it and blast the little rats every time. Because you don't even have to step. You just, as long as your clicks are somewhat in the right place, you just smoke them.
It was an absolute breeze, and I hit 60 mage with a smile on my face. Perhaps 3k kills weren't going to be that bad. I threw a few more lumps of steel at the little rodents for 50 range,
Because that's 50 range.
grabbed some arrows, and gave the bone bow a test drive.
This is what the range and setup is looking like at the moment. A little bit goofy, not going to lie to you, a little bit goofy. But that's fine. We are fledgling archers still. We're not a big Chad status. My prediction is this is going to be the slowest out of the three of them. Purely because, obviously, in terms of max hit, it's going to be the lowest. And in terms of gear, it's got the least range plus bonus, I think. Because I've got the Glory on for strength bonus as well as climber boots, all that kind of stuff. And then my mage gear is, well, I guess magic accuracy more than damage. But yeah, I just have a feeling this one will be a wee bit slower. Okay, max hit of 19, that's not bad at all. I'm going to cheese it a little bit and use my Eagle Eye, because it is obviously range strength, or more accuracy with range. I am seeming to miss a fair bit. Here we go, this is what we're waiting for. Beautiful. Same as the mage, super satisfying to do. I think I'll just get one kill trip down here with this. I'll try not to use the Eagle Eye just to make it a bit more of a fair comparison. But I think kind of what we expected. A bit slower, but still fantastic range training XP. Couple of coins. Not too shabby.
With my curiosity satisfied and my ranged and mage set sorted, I swapped back to the melee to round out my combat stats to 60. At kill 97, I got my first disposable spine to turn into an XP lamp. And must have hit my head getting a drink, because instead of putting it into prayer, I put it into ranged instead.
Bosh.
10 kills later, it was time to put right the previous wrong that I had committed, and put my 5th spine into prayer. By kill number 197, I managed to grab 2 more spines, bringing the total to 7, and the combat stats were looking beautiful. 50 kills later, I remembered I had unlocked the Initiate Prayer gear after completing Wanted, so grabbed that as the new melee setup, since the rune armor really wasn't doing that much for me defensively anyways. Things were going well. Until this happened. Oh my god, I've DC'd. I didn't have a fucking crystal. 7 HP. Oh my god. Outrageous. Right, let me go get some gold. I'm getting some escape crystals. That is never happening again. So it just occurred to me the only reason I'm actually alive, I just put a fresh one on, is the Ring of Life. I had one on me just because I have no like actual ring slot that is worthwhile putting on. A Ring of Life was just on, so obviously it had been triggered and procced. I need to find out where you buy these crystals from. Yeah, I think it's you. Lesson learned. I dropped some bank on 5 escape crystals and started acting like a real hardcore Iron Man. To soothe my nerves in between stressful moments, I'd been leaving to do my farm runs, adding willow trees to the rotation for 52 farming. I'd also been using up my fruit tree seeds for maximum XP and ticked off a medium Karamja task in the process. My many hours of combat had made me a strong boy. By kill 593, the stats were looking tasty. I had taken to the routine of training every combat stat by 5 at a time, as the grind in theory could end at any moment, and I wanted to get the most out of the combat XP so I could use it for future shenanigans. By kill 607, I had obtained 18 spines, all of which had gone into prayer after the first mishap. I hit 55 farming and completed my first ever novice farming contract, with some farmer market worthy tomatoes. God, look at those. Spine number 19 was turned in for 66 prayer, and the grind continued. The other thing I'd been leaving the fecal arena for was medium clues. I'd been stacking up a healthy amount over the grind, stopping to do them whenever they dropped. This does drastically increase the time it takes at this kind of grind, but I think it's well worth it. For the most part, all of the clues have been doable thanks to our previous endeavours. So when this one popped up, requiring biohazard to be completed, I cracked on, immediately causing issues with the locals. Gonna ruin your stew, there's nothing you can do about it. Before using my newfound strength to 2-tap an unsuspecting guard. Sorry bud, you got smoked. I then recruited the strangest bunch of people lurking outside of a chemist to smuggle some goods into Varrock, before uncovering a groundbreaking secret that the plague in West Ardoin was not real. Shocker. I told the king and completed my quest. Lovely. Granting me access to the combat area, completing an easy task in Ardoin, and filling my medium clue stash. Many kills later, at number 900, we got another medium clue requiring another quest to be completed. Jungle Potion was started, and I went on a little journey to stretch my legs. Oh yeah, give me that, it's mine. While gathering a few different bits and bobs, avoiding confrontation at all cost. This is my break from violence, damn it. Jungle Potion completed, Djibouti unlocked. Dude, he got the Djibouti. No, he's flat, look at that. I've got slightly more cake than that. Disappointing, mate. Another medium clue step. Done. I hit the potential 1/3 mark of this grind and splattered the rat for 1,000th time. There we have it. 1,000 Scurrius KC. Only for 2,000 more to be on drop rate. I then won the most pointless game show in Gillinor's history for a fantastic prize. Choose your prize, well it's got to be the mystery box, hasn't it? What's in the box? Before completing the observatory quest in order to finish another medium clue stash. Whilst finishing off the clue, I noticed I was only 2 steps off the Ardoin Easy Diary, so asked about my stored pets. We're going to check with you. I have some insured pets, perfect, and risked it all in the wildy. Right, here we go. Was it worth it for the sweet cape and the agility level? Agility is the bane of my life. It's 51 now, perfect. By kill number 1361, the combat stats were all finally 75. The stats are looking like so. 75 in everything now, apart from prayer obviously. 79 hit points, which is fantastic. 1361 Rat Boy KC. We will be training strength from now on. I think this is also going to be... Oh, so close. Nearly a green cash stack, which is absolutely wild. Several kills later, and sanity barely intact, we hit the halfway mark of the grind. Missed the rat. One more hit. Beautiful stuff. That is 1,500 Scurrius kills. 1,500 kills has taken me far longer than I expected, but the combat stats are looking absolutely insane nonetheless. 96 combat level and 75 as a baseline for the rest is absolutely ridiculous. Up until this point, we've gotten every bit of gear we can to help us squish the rat. Well, everything apart from these. Barrow's gloves. This god tier pair of hand warmers will be the key to unlocking ultimate rat killing power. And with setting our sights on some of the most iconic gloves in the game, I think we'll end the video here. We have a plan to stick to and a goal to achieve. Thank you so much for watching, and please join me on the next one, where we'll try to tame ourselves our very own Ratatouille. Exterminator Oak, out.